Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's review, we're taking a look at the brand new SH Figuarts JOESPH JOESTAR from Tamashii Nations. This is the SH Figuarts. I don't know why this box, well, I guess I do know why this box is this tall, but I feel like there's like a better way to do this. I don't know. It's such a weirdly shaped box. But on the side, you can see some of the poses you can get him into, some of his like iconic poses. Then on the back, you can see his accessories. You can see more of the poses you can get him into. And then on the other side just says JOESPH JOESTAR. So let's get this guy cracked open and take a closer look. And here's JOESPH out of the packaging. Upon first look, I think he looks pretty good. I don't know. I guess I'm interested to know why Tamashii Nations decided to omit some of the like the facial like details / shading that like the manga is known to have. I mean, unless you're just trying to go with the really clean like promotional image look of all the characters. That's a very interesting choice. I mean, it still looks like him, like you can tell who is who. But just wondering why they didn't opt to do a little bit more in terms of like shading or I don't know, just like details in the face or the body for these characters. They did do shading on the arms and stuff like that, and up here. But yeah, I mean, it still looks like him. But that's just something that I've noticed, and I think a couple other reviewers have pointed out. But yeah, other than that, he's just pretty much solid plastic, where the plastic needs to be a certain color. That's the color that it is, and there's nothing else special going on about it. His boots look nice. They are glossy at the actual boot part, but they're matte up here. So I don't know how I feel about that. If they're just going to be matte, just make the whole thing matte. Maybe the bottom of the foot can be glossy, but yeah. His arms are nice. These little bangles here are free and they rotate, so when you pull off the arm, be careful you don't lose those. I mean, pull off the hand, not the arm. You do see his little JOESTAR tattoo right there, which is really nice. Good attention to detail. And then just another close look on his face. I think it looks really nice. They kind of remind me of like a Barbie doll face, but yeah, the hair is just one solid piece of brown plastic. No shading or anything in that either. I do love the super action statues for how detailed they are, but I just hated articulating them, so I really hope that, you know, SH Figuarts could have came through and been the replacement, but it looks like these aren't perfect either. But, you know, at least they're more fun to articulate. So let's get into it. Looking up, he can look up about that much, and then he can look down about that much. He can tilt his head side to side a little bit. He can rotate it. It seems like the head is a little restricted, but maybe you just need to loosen it up a little bit. But yeah, the arms can go way past anything they need to go just to get him into all those crazy poses. He does have a bicep swivel. Honestly, the one reason why I did not pick up Jonathan is because he does not have a bicep swivel, and I'm confused as to why he doesn't. Although I get it, you can do things up here without having a bicep swivel, but I kind of hate it. So yeah, having a bicep swivel is really nice for this guy. He does have double jointed elbows. They do kind of look strange. I don't know what is going on there with the gappage, but I guess that's just a choice they made. He does have the typical ball hinge wrists. In terms of butterfly joints, you already know he can cross his arms across his chest and bear hug anybody he wants. And then looking on the back, they don't look too bad. And then going backwards, you can go back pretty far. So any pose you want to get him into, you can definitely do so. And then for the abdomen here, going back, he goes back about that much. Oop, coming forward, you can come forward enough to pull him apart. See if we can just squeeze him back together there. So you can come forward about that much. And there's not a ton of gapping. There's just a little bit down here. This isn't a soft piece. I kind of wish they did, but in the same vein, I think maybe it would have messed with the integrity of him being able to, you know, stand up and not be wiggly. But he can do the splits. He can kick up about that much, which is just like standard typical height. He does have a thigh swivel. He does have double jointed knees, which look pretty good. Can't complain. He does not have any kind of swivel up here. Although this piece does wiggle, there is no kind of swivel. His foot goes down about that much, comes up about that much, and he has a crazy ankle rocker, and he has a toe joint. So in terms of posability, I mean, you can get him to do pretty much any pose you want. And because he is a JoJo character, I'm just going to do something crazy. But yeah, you can get him to kind of do whatever you want. And for the most part, he'll stay, but my mat is kind of squishy, so he might not want to stand on it. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. No complaints for articulation. He can hit all the poses you want. But let's look at his accessories. One other thing I forgot to mention is that he does have a drop-down hip. Why? I don't know. I mean, it kind of helps just like a little bit, but not really. So yep, just be aware of that. If his hips seem a little weird, it's probably because they drop down on you by accident. So just make sure you push them up so they're back together again. So for his accessories, the first thing he comes with is a stand that says JoJo, has the symbol there, looks nice. Hope all of them come with a stand that have the appropriate symbol on top. For faces, he comes with an angry face that just kind of flew away on me, but here it is. So it's an angry looking off to the side face. Looks good. And then he's got a smirk, kind of cocky face. And that's it for faces for him. I would have liked a surprise face or something. Like, he's so expressive. I feel like you could just have like 5 faces alone in the packaging. But instead they gave that to all the hands you can have with this guy. So you do get a pair of these type hands, posing type hands. They're all painted nicely. His gloves are painted nicely with the little gold on the knuckles there. He comes with a pair of like relaxed hands. He does have a pair of pointing fingers, which I don't know why there's like a little circle there. I don't know what's going on there. He does have a pair of holding hands, which it seems like the mold line or whatever they're doing for these, I don't know, they were just rushed. I assume these are another product of the Vietnam factory, which isn't great, but what can we do? And then he comes with a pair of karate chop, or you can use these as running away hands, which look pretty nice. And then you do get 2 bolos, or bolas, what do you call these? I don't know. Little things that he uses to attack with his hamon. They do have the J's sculpted into him. I would have liked if we got like a hamon effect piece. So I guess just take any yellow, red effect piece you have and use that for this. These are a bendable type of plastic or on a bendy wire, so you can twist them any way you want and they'll hold the pose. And then last but not least, he does come with the scarf. And this is completely bendy, so when you put it on him, you can position it any way you like. I'm just gonna quickly put it on awfully, but you know, it'll be on him regardless. So you can put it on, well, if I wasn't in a, I mean, I guess I'm not really in a rush, but I'd have to really look at it to figure out which way I want to do it. But you can put it on him, and then you can bend these any way you want to make it look, you know, nice on the shelf. But yeah, he does come with the scarf, and you can choose to put that on however which way you want. And those are all the accessories he comes with. Again, for how expensive these guys were, I mean, especially from like an import like standpoint, if you get them on like BBTS or something like that, it could have came with just a little bit more, considering I don't know if we're going to get multiple versions of these guys. Like the Super Action statues will give you like multiple colors, and sometimes you get different accessories. So yeah, that does have me worried, and how far they're going to go in this line for characters and stuff like that. If they're just going to do the JoJos and not anybody else, has me a little worried. But maybe they'll do the DLC thing, where if you buy like Dio, you get accessories, or if you buy you know, other people, you get accessories for the main Joestar. So I guess we can keep hope alive for that. But let's take a look at some size comparisons. So to get into some size comparisons, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Full Power Super Saiyan Son Goku and an SH Figuarts Base Form Vegeta. He's going to be taller than these guys. The Joestars are pretty tall. At least the guys are. But I mean, you could still put them with your other Shonen Jump figures. As you can see here, 9 times out of 10, the Dragon Ball Z like base cast is going to be pretty short. But you can still put them together, especially if you wanted to do like, I don't know, just a Shonen Jump crossover, some Jump Force pictures, something like that. It'll definitely work. And then here he is standing next to an amazing Yamaguchi Agent Venom and a Jada Toys DJ. Again, he's pretty tall, but these guys do stand pretty close to his height. So you can see that amazing Yamaguchi, or some amazing Yamaguchi figures, will work with him, and then a lot of the domestic stuff will work with the JoJo line as well. And then finally, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Iron Man and a Marvel Legends animated series Spider-Man. Again, your Marvel Legends will fit right in. He's tall enough. The domestic stuff tends to be a little taller, a little bulkier. And this guy is pretty tall, so you can definitely mix and match there. So for my final thoughts, I really like this guy more than I thought I would. I definitely did not think Tamashii Nations could pull this off in any way that, you know, I'd like it. But they did a good job for, you know, I guess their first attempt at doing JoJo figures, and I hope they get better over time. Definitely want to support the line. I wish that they could figure out some different engineering methods in terms of like getting the posing that, you know, you need to do some of the crazy poses that they do, but not having this like weird gappiness. It's one of the things I kind of hate about Revoltech sometimes, is that like you pose them and then you get like weird gaps, or they don't look good in a vanilla pose. But for the most part, this guy looks good. You just gotta, you know, push his shoulders in and then it's fine. But yeah, I do wish that they put a little shading on the green here, maybe on the pants, because they did do it for his arms. The scarf is fine. I do like that they made it a cloth scarf, and it's not, you know, a hard plastic that weighs him down in any way. It's just, you know, putting it on him properly, and then finding a pose you like and, you know, adjusting the scarf from there. But yeah, he's balanced. He looks good. I do think that they could have done a little bit more to make the faces a little bit, you know, more detailed in accordance with the manga, and maybe a little bit more detailed like they kind of are in the anime. But other than that, I mean, they get the point across. It does what it's supposed to do, and I'm glad to be purchasing these instead of a super action statue that scare me every time I move them around. But yeah, so let me know what you guys are looking forward to in the JoJo line. I see that they have Dio, and I think, why can't I'm blanking on the name? Jotaro. Oh my god. Yeah, Dio and Jotaro look like they're going to be the next two in the line to come out or be revealed at some point. So looking forward to seeing how they turn out. But yeah, maybe I'll pick up Jonathan when he goes on sale, because I really was just not a fan of how they handled some of his articulation. And Joseph just seemed more fun to play around with, especially with the scarf and the bola accessories. But yeah, that's about it for me. Let me know down in the comments below if you're planning on picking up these guys, who your favorite Joestar is, and if you hope that they continue the line forward so they can get to that person, whoever they may be. I'm really hoping that they do partake and make some of the side characters as well, and not just the main people. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a great rest of your day.